This is the first time people will see someone so different. We should talk about how you went to Joe's because like 90% of the viewers are from Joe's.
Don't kill me. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, but so you're what year are you?
94.
94.
2012. Graduated.
I graduated 2012 at Joe's, right?
Oh, so you're only a year older than my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, word.
How was Joe's though, for real? Like during that time, like we've heard some crazy stories, like fucked up ones.
You definitely learn who you are at Joe's.
Yeah.
And you go through a lot of shit at Joe's.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because you want to, just like because I feel like most people go through most of the major events in their life when they go to high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, when I was going to Joe's, I went through a lot of different changes, personally and mentally.
Was the environment fucked?
What do you mean by that?
Like we've heard of like it's just bad stories. Just like
there's a lot of like I know like of a lot of fights.
Yeah,
people
violence.
that went there. Like I don't know.
I think
it must have been worse than when we came.
Yeah.
I think when you guys came, you were very like the situation was very pampered. Like you guys were taken care of by the teachers and the faculty based on past events.
Yeah.
I think going to Joe's was like a huge lesson for me.
Yeah.
Because like I learned a lot. I did a lot. Yeah, I met a lot of people.
Nice.
And did a lot of shit I haven't done for the first time. And it was a good experience. It's high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it was a really good 4 years of your life?
It was the longest 4 years of my life.
Yeah?
That's what it felt like.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
If you were to explain yourself to someone, if someone was just like, who are you? What would you say?
I still don't even know fully who I am yet.
That's nice.
I feel like I'm still trying to figure that out as I move forward. Like even with like what I like to do and what I have to do, those are two different things. So it's like some of the things don't balance between each other.
True.
So
well, being a father has to be like a huge part of your journey, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? How old were you when you had your kid?
I was 22.
22. Wow. Holy shit. 22, had your kid. He's like 4 now.
Yeah.
Amari, right?
Amari.
Honestly, what is it to you to be like a father?
At such a young age.
Yeah.
I personally want to know like what were the hardest things you had to go through being a father at that age?
Being a father. Like no, but seriously, it's like just separating everything.
Yeah.
Separating like what you want to do and what you have to do.
Fun and responsibilities.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
you think it took you time to realize that?
Sorry?
Do you think it took you a long time to realize that?
No. It was just harder to adapt to that as fast as I needed to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like you know what you have to do, but like you don't necessarily have all the resources or have the plan together for what you have to do. True. You just know what you have to do.
True.
And I think that's the hardest part is just figuring out the different plans and the different tools to get there. And but being a dad at my age it's a learning experience. One, two, it's a
big factor. Would you say, like because you were so young?
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it a lot more challenging.
It makes it more challenging, but I like an appreciation I have is that I'm at an age where I'm still growing and my kid is still growing. I get to grow with my kid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I get to witness that.
Yeah, we have old parents. So we don't feel that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like you only hear about how your parents used to be. My son is actually going to grow with me. He's going to see
he's going
to see the growth, right? He's going to see the change. And I think that's something to appreciate because I never had that. You guys never had that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a different, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think so too. That's crazy. You can have a long life with your kid. Fuck. Well, welcome Quentin, eh? That's our dog Q. A little Q. Yeah, one of my fucking close friends from met you at work. One of the best people I ever met. And fuck, I've been asking you to get on this, and finally you made it fucking happen, yo. Live in fucking Narnia.
It's funny, you always speak highly of
him. I do.
And even when I met him for the first time, like you gave off such like a crazy vibe.
Yeah.
There was just something different. It was just like
down to earth, rock star, like
bro.
Yeah, fuck.
Just an all around cool guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I appreciate that.
Like,
yeah. I was wondering, like, what are some things that you wish you knew before becoming a father?
To save as much money as possible. Just be more prepared for anything in a sense of financially, mentally. Like, for example, when I was in high school, that was like the most defining years of my life, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I wish in high school I almost experienced more so I would know how to deal with it.
True.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because when you become a father, it's like you have a legacy.
Yeah.
You have someone that's looking up to you. You have someone that thinks you're the greatest person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you want to be able to be there for that person no matter whatever they're going through. So right now, like,
do you think like you having to go through your own shit at the same time makes it so much harder? Like the way you said, like you want to be there for whatever they're going through, but at the same time you're also like getting your way through life, right? Like
no, but that's exactly why I wish I experienced more in high school, so I know how to deal with my shit while helping him how to deal with his shit.
I feel you.
And I feel that's the most important part, because relationships with parents are always a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's like most people don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be grateful if you can have that with your legacy. Yeah.
What was one of your happiest moments with him? Happiest memories?
Every memory, man. Every time I'm with him, he makes me smile.
I need you to pick one that you'll never forget.
That
always stands out. Maybe a moment. Were there any first like milestones, that you were like, damn, I'm so proud of him?
Like honestly, it's like there's almost a milestone every day.
Yeah, because they grow so fast.
Honestly, they grow so fast and they learn things new, like so fast. Where it's like almost every day you're so proud of him because of something new he learned how to say, because of a new reaction he did, or because he's answering certain questions, or he's talking to you a certain way. It's like when it's like that, it's like you're literally amazed every single day. You're like, well, shit, like, where'd you learn this?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, how did you learn how to do this?
That's crazy. Fuck.
Yeah. Fuck. Could you imagine yourselves being dads right now?
No. Fuck. I don't know. I want to. I want to be a young parent.
Why?
I don't know. Just like the idea of like, I guess growing up, I was always like, I hated the fact that my mom was so much older, like than average, I guess. And I wanted more time with her. And I really want to have like the most time I can if I have a kid. I want to watch them grow I want them to watch me grow too. And I feel like the biggest thing is just being financially prepared, as on top of mentally prepared. I don't want to like jump the gun, but I do want to be a parent sooner than later.
It's good. It's a gift, man.
Dope. The kids are dope. Man, the restaurant industry, that's where we met, and I think it's one of the greatest places and one of the toughest places to be in. And you know so much about the restaurant industry. You've been through it all, man.
I miss it. Yeah, I definitely miss it.
Yeah, you've been out for like 6 months, a year?
Almost a year.
Like
still in the kitchen, but out of a restaurant.
He's more like managing now than actually being on the line.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Do you like? I don't know. Is it better? Do you think?
For me, it's food. As long as it's food and food is my passion, then I'll do it. Yeah.
I think that's why we always got along. We both, not a lot of people work in the kitchen just to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's just a living. It's just a wage, and that's okay, right? It still passes time for them, but for us, like we really did love the food.
Yeah.
We loved what it gave.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. I feel like a lot of cooks right now they're missing the gift in being a cook. Outside of just the food.
Like explain.
Like the camaraderie of all the cooks, being able to walk into a kitchen and feeling like it's home. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Because you're there for most of your time of the day anyways, right? So it's like you learn to treat everybody like family. Everybody starts to help you with your life, take an interest in your life, in your extracurricular activities, like everything you're doing. Everybody begins to become a part of that. And that's the part that I miss, because it was cool.
Yeah, it's a tight bond when you have a good team.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
And the nights where you kill service, it's like that's perfect.
Yeah,
you like that. Even the feeling of like opening the restaurant. You know what I mean? Of like the first day, like the grand opening, the whole experience of.
Well, like for a lot of people that don't know, like Shane, Shane recently got into the restaurant industry. It's been a tough time during COVID, and he actually came with me and we opened a restaurant, like a new location,
Okay.
So that was like, it's like one of his first real times in the kitchen, but it's also like the opening of that restaurant.
Like
it's a different feeling.
Yeah. Like I came into expecting, like I was like, I want to meet a lot of new people, and that's exactly what I did. You know, I met those people that we came in with, and like come in like as if it's nothing, like treat them like as if they're one of my buddies from school or something. And you know, and it was insane to like develop those relationships with the people that I met.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm so happy that he came and gave it a shot. And like, yeah, fuck.
Did you think I would last?
I don't know. I'll be honest. Like, parts of me thought maybe you wouldn't, because maybe you just don't care. But I always knew that I would make sure you would.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't let you just give up. Like, I'll show you the way. You know.
Yeah, that having that is strong, because when you don't know the way and you're new in a kitchen, it sucks.
Yeah, bro. You get fucking picked on. Like, nothing. It's so cutthroat. The whole industry.
The feeling of trying to catch up.
Yeah.
In a fast-paced environment sucks.
Yeah.
We were consistently too busy.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Consistently doing way too much. 100%. But Shane hasn't got to experience that yet. He doesn't know what it feels like to have like 4 or 5 guys online just getting rocked.
I feel like,
and just screaming at each other. Like, you haven't got that yet.
I don't know.
Here
maybe
it's
not,
like
maybe not screaming at each other, but like, I don't know, man. Yesterday I got fucking rocked.
But he gets rocked by himself or like with one other person.
Yeah,
it's different.
It's like,
wait till we open dining,
it's like
bro.
when you're trying your best, and no matter what, no matter how fast you're moving, it's still not fast enough. It's like, bro, it fucking
facts,
sucks.
bro. Me and Q used to work at like a taco place, right? And so we're just getting rocked. We're just yelling back and forth, bro,
for hours.
Don't fucking stop. Like, keep dropping
you would explain it a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like when you tell us, oh yeah, today was busy and shit. And then like I feel like last week when we worked together, like I caught a glimpse, right? Like we were getting slapped up, and you know, I've never had to rush anything so fast, or, you know, pick up myself so fast, because like obviously I don't want to disappoint him, and I don't want to disappoint people above him, right? And like it's, you know, to hear Steven go, Shay, pick up the pace. Like, let's go. Like, he was saying that, and I was like, holy fuck. Like, this is
gonna
insane.
get serious, bro.
Yeah. When he says it's busy, that's just the shortest word he wants to use. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually so ridiculous.
like, yeah, that is so, like...
It's just the easiest way to put it for you to understand.
Yeah.
Like...
It's so under, like, what's the word? Like... underestimating it. Like, when I say it's busy, it's fucked. Like, I'm glad he's getting slapped up and he's doing better and better, and
that's good.
Now he really sees what it's fucking like. Because, bro, people don't understand, you know. I really want people to like have a better understanding of how great the industry is, but also how hard it is. Like, would you not agree that a restaurant industry really builds your character? Your
definitely as a cook, like,
yeah,
depending on the restaurant you go to and how busy they are, it will determine you as a cook.
Yeah,
especially if you stay in it or drop out of it. I think that's the most important thing. And I feel like, no offense, but like when you go into it, like, it's a lot different. It's a lot different. Like, you don't have to do as much, and you don't have to put up with as much. And
I think it's just a matter of corporation, right? Or like, what do you think really changed the game?
Before, it was like food was the priority.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the employees, it was food.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
Making
kitchens were hard.
Mm-hmm.
But the food was top priority no matter what. I feel like now it's like, okay, well, cooks have feelings too.
But something about it, like, people don't get it, you know? Like, you told me one time, like, people frown upon it, right? And you want to clear that stigma because...
Yeah, because it's like what I was saying earlier. It's just like a lot of people look at cooks and they're like, well, like, he's just a dumb cook. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, oh, well. And they watch like Chopped on TV, or they watch cooking shows and cooking movies. They're like, oh, I could do that. Or I think I could cook like that. Or like, all right, let me get a recipe. Let me try cooking. And it's like, that's great. I'm not like putting down the people that want to try cooking or that love cooking, right? But it's like, it's hard when you go to school for something and you put your entire life into it, and people just still say, like, you know, you're just a dumb cook. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they compare it to like some different level of education. They compare it to a different wage.
Yeah, definitely compared to a lower level of education, compared to like, I've heard in multiple restaurants, like, fuck, it's like, I'm going to get a real job soon. It's like,
oh yeah?
Yeah, it's just like, this is my real job. This is my career. Yeah. Right? And it's like, I've heard other cooks say it, and like, I've heard other cooks come in and just say, yeah, this is just a job to get me money. This is just to get me going. Yeah. I'm just like, fuck, that sucks.
That's because it's way more to you. And
yeah, 100%. It's an outlet.
Yeah.
It's a distraction. It's your job first off. Yeah. Bring money in. You know what I mean? Yeah. but it's a passion.
Yeah, bro. No matter if our recipes are the same or not, I always think like it's still gonna taste better from someone who cares.
Yeah,
A little bit of love, that care goes a
100%.
long way, bro. Versus someone who's just slapping shit together based on
you could give someone a recipe and it still comes out like shit.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
They follow the
It's
steps,
just-
but you didn't care. You didn't put your care into it.
Exactly. So it's just like it all depends on what really matters and to that cook and how he feels about the food.
It's crazy. Like when you say that, like coming into it, I have a new appreciation for the entire thing because at the end of the day, I feel like cooking is an art. And like from what like I've never seen you cook. You've never cooked for obviously for me, right? But like
he's the best line cook I've ever seen. Really? I've seen. I'm not even capping. I've been with so many fucking cooks. I've been everywhere my whole life, and like me and him, you hand us anything, we'll slap anything up. Like me and him held down that shit no matter what. Friday night, doesn't take more than us.
Like from seeing you from the minute you started, getting into the food industry, like from every single second I saw you work. Or you came and you made food for us, and like there was so much like love and care put into like your work is why I have so much appreciation for what you do and what a lot of like now that I know a lot of like cooks do. Like I have so much love for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I only cook once in a while. I love cooking for them. Would you not say one of the best parts is like seeing people enjoy the food you make? Like
definitely.
It's just, right? It's just such a good feeling.
That was the biggest thing when me and you were cooking because we had an open window. We could see everybody enjoying the food, like
everyone's reactions.
Yeah, that was the best
part.
Build
a bond, bro. Like we were talking before, but me and Q used to at the line that we worked, we had like a bell in front of the window, and that'd be where like people on the menu could pay like $5 to buy the kitchen a beer. And occasionally customers would go pay an extra $5. It's like a tip almost to us. Yeah. And they get to come and ring the bell however they want. And we just go crazy. We hype them up and it's just lit. Like everyone in the restaurant's looking. It's like, this guy just bought us a beer, like fuck. Like
really?
They don't get it. Like how much
it was
like
one of the best feelings ever.
It's always a good feeling.
It's funny because I've been in the restaurant and I've heard the bell go off. Is that what it meant?
Yeah.
Is that actually what it meant every single time it went off?
Okay.
No.
On the menu, it means buy a beer, but like it actually means we get a little bit more in our tip out.
Yeah.
Oh, so like on the menu it says like
buy
they buy the beer.
Yeah.
It says buy kitchen
beer. They drink
beer.
the beer, but you guys get that as your tip? Or something?
No, they don't drink the beer.
Oh, you guys actually drink the beer?
No.
I mean, like they can give us the beer.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. They can.
Oh.
But everybody usually just turns it down rather than prefer the tip.
Yeah,
true.
Fuck yeah. I miss working with you, man.
I miss working with you.
Bro, it was so lit. You would have had a blast working with us. We could fuck around so much, but get the job done no matter what. Get it done better than anyone.
It was fun.
It was lit. It was like fun. Iron Man and Spider-Man, bro. Just tearing the kitchen up, man. Like every day was a good time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day we worked together.
Like
smiles.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing about a kitchen is like when no matter what you're going through when you're working in a kitchen consistently, like no matter what you go through, you put that shit away for your kitchen people, for your kitchen days, for the long shifts, for the short shifts. You just put that shit aside and it's like you have a new life to tend to within your kitchen.
Do you have any big goals going down the food industry? I know you're like managing now at a more of a
distribution
kind of kitchen.
I would
you want to get back to the front line?
Yeah, I still want to like one day open a restaurant. I think that would be cool.
Bro, if we opened a restaurant, oof, we'd do numbers in the city. All right, we got to work together soon, bro. The opportunity come.
Yeah,
just go for it.
I know.
If you're down, I'll make it happen.
I'm down. I'm always down.
Fuck. Take a few months work together.
I am always down.
I know, man. Fuck.
I still love food, right? Yeah. And yeah, I miss the kitchen, man.
Yeah.
I miss the kitchen a lot, but there's a lot of things I don't miss about it.
Yeah. Well, we should go into some of those things. Like honestly, the tougher side of the kitchen, the side people don't see behind the cook.
Yeah, and like one of them, drinking. Like definitely picked up that habit.
Yeah.
Oh really?
You haven't really experienced that because we are in a pandemic and like the bar isn't open. You know what I mean? Like we don't have anywhere to go after work. We don't have a drink to be given. But back then, like it's so easy. It's so easy to fall in that hole. Mm-hmm. You're fucking physically drained, mentally drained after shift, and you're just like, let's just go have a beer. It always starts off with wine.
It's right there. Yeah. Let's go have a beer.
They want to go. Let's go with them.
Yeah, exactly.
It always starts with one, and then.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Because
Real
it
shit.
becomes an everyday thing. It becomes like you're like when you're at a consistently busy restaurant, it's like every day you're getting rocked. At the end of your shift, it's like, fuck, let's have a beer, let's have a beer, let's have a beer.
Just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where it's like
You're like depending on that, like looking forward to
Yeah.
that one beer after work, huh?
exactly. It's just like
I fell in that hole, man.
You're not
When
even-
we were with each other.
mm-hmm.
It was tough.
Trust me, like we were going through it every
Yeah,
night, and it was
every
just
night.
like we were getting rocked every single night, and it was just like, fuck, the bar's right there, let's drink. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like, and I was his drinking buddy, he was my drinking buddy. So it's like, so it's like, of course we're drinking, right? It's like, oh, like, and it was just you do fall into a hole, man, because it's like you become dependent. Like he said, you depend on that to get through your day, like.
The rest of your night before
Yeah,
you have to
like,
go back to work.
You know what I mean?
Like the idea of it.
Yeah.
And when it
literally.
comes, it's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most
like-
relaxing part.
Yeah, exactly. And
That became the most relaxing part of the end of the night. Not even sleeping or anything. It's just that beer.
fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just do it every single night and night and night, and you just never think like I should stop, right? Like it's hard when you're in the moment.
Mhm.
Like you're so exhausted and that beer and like going to talk with friends, and then you almost get so stuck into the life that like you're working so much, you have like no time to spend the money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're just like
You don't
spending a
have-
drink. You're
you
like
don't have
drinking.
time, and I feel like that's the big thing. Is like you work so long, you don't have time to actually like, and you work in the mall.
Yeah.
You don't have time to go buy anything in the
Yeah.
mall. You're still working as the mall's closed, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like you get your tip out, you get your paycheck, you're like, shit, like I didn't get to go spend. I got off too late. It's like, yo, you almost need to spend on that beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You almost need to
Like
spend
you feel
on.
like you deserve it. Like
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like
I earned it. Like
that was a big thing. It's like you definitely feel like you earned it at the end of a long, long night.
Yeah.
And it's really tough because people need to realize like it's a dangerous like hole to go down. Like it's fucked. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of your energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really bad habit.
And if you really like to cook, like as a career, you almost ruin that
Yeah.
by drinking so much.
You got to stay away from it.
You lose the passion in cooking. You just look towards getting that beer at the end of the night, getting that shot at the end of the night.
Yeah. Just rinse and repeat every day. It's so bad. But like, honestly, I can say I'm proud that we got out of it.
Yeah,
We fucking got out of it and we're moving, we're climbing.
that's what I mean.
We're getting farther from where we started.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very positive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You and I, bro. We're gonna.
bro.
And
We
Shane,
went-
if you
we
stick
went
to it,
too
bro.
hard.
Huh?
We went way too hard back then.
But we also worked our ass off, bro. We fucking deserve every ounce of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fucking grinded. Fuck, like let's touch on some of like how toxic the environment is, Of course there's the drinking, but then there's like the drama, the cutthroat.
Yeah.
It's just
I can't even relate with the new restaurant because it's pretty boring. It's pretty boring. There's no drama.
Yeah, no, like back in our time, there was so much drama going on. Like that was the negative part. Like everybody knew your life and what was going on, or someone had to make a comment about it, or someone had to say something about it. It became the talk of like every single day. There was a new person to be the talk about. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, today's his day. What did he do? What's going on in his life? You know what I mean? It's like today's her day. Like what's going on? It's like, oh, these two are dating. Like front of house, back of house. Like there's a lot of There's so much drama.
Wow.
There's so much drama in the kitchen.
it's so fucked. It's just so stupid.
Yo, I could say it. A kitchen is like can be the most beautiful thing in the world, but the worst place at the same time. Just based on what a kitchen can produce and how a kitchen can make a bunch of people feel, and how everybody else inside that restaurant as an employee is actually feeling and what they're actually going through.
Yeah, you meet some of the craziest people too, like the age differences, the ethnicities, the culture, like everything's crazy. I've never met
their stories. You learn to.
I've never met such interesting people about the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Huge. Like that was the first time in my life I really got out of my own bubble, I'm meeting people that are so much older. I was the youngest, it was intimidating. Right?
You were ahead of your time as a person and as a cook. And I think that's why you kind of I think that's why you kind of came in so smoothly, was because you were able to not necessarily experience the same thing as everybody else, but you were able to understand them in a better way than anyone could. So I think that was an important thing.
Yeah, and I think you honestly made my life so much easier because you you didn't like judge me, you know, you didn't like frown upon me because of my age. It didn't matter to you, you know, how I perform is how I perform.
I feel like everybody goes through whatever they're going through in public and behind closed doors. And it's like, when you think about something somebody else has done, it's just like, you always like have to take a step back and be like, I'm in no place to judge.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Them, right?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what they're going through.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to them in their past. So
yeah, and to me, it's like, I don't even like even the age shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. You do your job good, and what's up? You respect me, I respect you. Age should never matter, but it unfortunately does in society.
Yeah, trust me.
It's tough, bro. Being young, like you too, Shane. Like, we're really young. We're the youngest in the kitchen. Yeah, and
a lot of people will probably hate you just for that.
Yeah,
a lot of other cooks will probably hate you just for that, especially if you're doing better than them.
Yeah,
like because cooking's the type of thing where like you got to be invested in that. Like, it takes a lot of time. And a lot of the best cooks in the world have spent their whole life getting to the position they're in right now, right? So it's like, if an older cook wants to get to a certain position and he sees you're doing better, or
you're at a faster pace on track.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's you're gonna be judged.
That envy, yeah.
You're gonna be hated.
Wow.
And you gotta swallow that shit and still make other people happy and still put 100% into your food.
It's crazy. It's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard. I want people to really understand how difficult it is. It is like you need to be so mature and hard. Like, you need to have a tough skin. You have to have thick skin.
100%.
You're not going to meet fucking, like, you know, it's not always going to be nice people. It's not always going to be understanding people. Yeah. You get a fucked up kitchen sometimes. You got to push through it.
100%.
Yeah, but like, we had each other's back, you know?
Yeah, that was the most important thing. It's like, we always looked out for each other. And it was like, even outside of work, like outside of being on the line, outside of serving, it's just like, when you meet somebody that you see almost every day, like, you care for that person. You want to make sure that person is doing 100%. And it's just like, that's what it was with him.
I haven't seen you in what? Like, I haven't seen you in how long? Over a year and a half? Maybe.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Q in almost 2 years. Like, this is I'm not faking anything. Like, this is my first time seeing you in like 2 years. We worked together, everything just, I don't know, we just parted ways. And yeah, we don't talk to each other every day, but you hit me up. I hit you up, you know, we make sure we're blessed.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
And that's crazy. Like, I don't know you for that long, but I feel like I've known you forever, and you care for me like you've known me forever.
Yeah.
And I'll never like forget that, you know?
Part of it is just like being in the kitchen together. That's something strong. That's a brotherhood in its own. Like, so like cherish that. It's like, you guys are growing up in a kitchen. Like, being a cook, you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, a lot that you might not even realize.
Exactly. Like, when you're when you're there and you're just going away at it every day and you're cooking, it's like, you learn a lot about certain things you do with those dishes. For me, I learned I don't like patience at all. I don't like to wait at all. If an order comes in, I want to get that order out as fast as possible. And it made me take a step back and realize, I don't have patience at all in life at all. Like,
in his own life aside.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, nah.
A lot of realization.
Yeah, right? And it was just like, in a lot of my open kitchens, I would make sure that I put more effort into it so they could see that. And it made me just realize the things that I do that other people are going to see, I'm going to put effort into it because it's something that I'm proud of, right? And it's just like, it's a different type of experience being in the kitchen. Yeah,
it's like a mental game. It's like, even something small like cuts and burns and bruises, man, you get tougher, right?
But you go through it.
Yeah, you have to.
Through it.
You're not going to be tough unless you go through that shit. And in the beginning, like, first time I ever get burned, first time I care, I'm like, fuck this. Like, this is so fucking stupid. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
You've gotten cut before.
You've gotten burned and you get annoyed.
Even before hopping on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know why they make the dishwasher so hot.
So kill me.
He cuts himself on like avocados every week or something. Avocado hands.
Right here.
But like you toughen up, you know?
Yeah.
It happens and you're like, fuck, I still got to push through. I'm going to get through this service.
Yeah.
And you bring that with you to your outside life, you know? I think I've gotten tougher because of my work in the kitchen. Everything mentally, like, it is so draining. It is like,
I find it crazy that like I went from working at basically 0%, you know, it's not that I didn't like my job or, you know, I didn't give effort, but it's like, I wasn't like, it didn't require a lot of work at my other job. And then having to hop from that to this, I'm constantly moving at 100%. And, you know, I don't want to lack, because if I lack, the team lacks.
Do you like the push that it's given you?
Yeah.
Personally?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Like, I feel like if I can, yeah, I don't want to say that like I like to impress others, but like I just don't want to let them down.
Oh, that's a big one.
Like if I'm not working fast enough, it's like, fuck, you know, like, all right, let's go. Like, let's get back to it. You know, let's get faster. Let's do this even better.
I think there's a big confusion in that as well. Like a lot of people get that confused, like trying to impress them instead of not letting them down.
Yeah.
And I have an appreciation for that. Do you think that your moving into the position of line has changed anything in your personal life?
I feel like it has.
Yeah, I think you're getting mentally stronger. You're communicating better. That's a big one, communication. You know, a lot of people go into it not really knowing how to communicate the best, but you take that away from it. It is like a team. You realize how important teamwork is, right?
Yeah.
Going to work with people that you don't enjoy and you don't have a good time with is just so shit. And once you find that team which is like family to you, it really changes your perspective on work. Like you should really be loving where you are, what you're doing. Like, and I'm happy to say, like, yeah, I feel like I have that now.
I feel like any cook can be a good cook, right? But in the process of him becoming the great cook he is, he did it with a team, no matter what, because he can't put out a service by himself. He can't do everything in a kitchen by himself. And obviously, like you watch Chopped, you see them put out one dish, and like that's one dish. Like when you're going through a service, like you have a team to depend on. You have someone to fall back on.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the most important thing. I feel like a kitchen exposes you to a lot more. It exposes you to a lot, and I feel like you have a choice to obviously pick what's best for you and what's not best for you. But I feel like the kitchen life definitely encourages a certain lifestyle. It's just like you're a rock star. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you have a hard job. It's a very fast-paced job. You're gonna be very busy, and it's like fuck it, you're gonna kill it, right? And I feel like a lot of other things are also introduced in that kitchen lifestyle, and that aren't necessarily the best thing for you as a person. Like there's just a lot of negative things to take away from a kitchen. That's like,
I would say let's get into maybe like some drugs.
Yeah,
drugs is like obviously, you know.
It's like you won't. Sometimes it's public. Sometimes it's like it's very public. Not public to the public, but public within the kitchen. Where it's like your coworkers know.
Yeah,
you do drugs.
Yeah,
because they're probably doing drugs too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like how alcohol was a big outlet for us when we were in the kitchen. It's just like other people have other outlets. Some people don't like to drink. Some people like to smoke. Some people like to do other drugs. It's like everybody does their own thing. And it's like because you guys are working the same shift.
Sorry, they would be on it in the kitchen.
No, he just means like an outlet, like
after.
Like what you're looking forward to. The way we were talking about drinking, having a beer, but some people are looking towards the
something
drugs.
else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's common. It's really common in the industry.
Yeah.
I guess it's because it's such a mentally and physically demanding job. I think that's why they've used that as an outlet.
You're there for so long, and you need an outlet. So you go into either drinking or drugs, and it's just like it feels good. Cooks indulging in one of them, and it's just like you can't blame them. They just work the same 13-hour shift you did. And like he's gonna be back here at 7 a.m. just like you are to do the exact same thing, and it's hard because it's like there's nobody around you that's gonna say, hey, you know what, today let's not drink, let's not do these things, let's not smoke, you know what I mean, let's not do coke. And it's just like nobody's gonna say that. There will always be that person be like, yo, are we drinking tonight?
Someone's down.
Exactly. There will always be someone be like, yo, let's do this, or let's get together, or let's chill for a bit. But there will never ever be somebody that says, all right, cooks, let's go home and get a good get a good night's rest and come back and do this tomorrow. You know what I mean?
I never thought that.
something that I've learned like recently getting into like this restaurant job is that like when you do it at work, it doesn't count. That is something that I've picked up on from some coworkers.
In a sense of
just like if someone were to smoke cigarettes and they don't normally smoke cigarettes, if you smoke it at work, it doesn't count.
Oh, because of like how stressful it is.
That is something I've learned.
Well, then we're doing a shit job.
Obviously. No.
Really, like,
it does count. It fucking counts for everything. You think it counts for fucking everything.
Oh my god.
Like no matter what you're going through,
Yeah.
no matter what's going on, no matter how fast paced or whatever it is, it's like if you don't like, you could just quit.
yeah.
You don't have to do these things. You don't have to indulge in these things. I know you're stressed out, but you can manage that stress.
How hard is it though? Like really, like being down that path, how hard is it to get yourself out of that hole?
It's hard, especially when cooking's your career.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. In a lot of these restaurants, I could have definitely quit. I could have definitely left. Yeah. A lot of the restaurants where I did indulge into these things, but it's
so much harder said than done.
Exactly. Every time I'm in a restaurant, I start smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I will never smoke a cigarette outside of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like I just don't do it. But if I'm working in a restaurant, I'm a smoker. You know what I mean? It's just like
I get it.
Like it's an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an excuse.
It's tough. Like a lot of our viewers, are probably not so familiar with drugs outside of drinking, like especially like coke and all that, like ourselves as well, and we just want to be educated by it. Like that like I just have so much respect to you for realizing all this, for really being someone to get yourself out.
Bro, you have to you get to a point where like you know what's good and what's bad,
Yeah.
regardless of it being in the kitchen life or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have to grow out of certain habits no matter what you're doing. You just got to grow out of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you don't want the best life for yourself, it'll slow you down no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It'll slow you down in mentally, physically, whatever it is. Like doing anything outside of smoking or outside of smoking or the occasional drink is so exhausting to me. Like I can smoke and be okay, I can drink and be okay, but everything else is just so exhausting, and it takes up more of your life on the come down than it does when you think you're actually having fun.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain? Can you really help us paint a picture? Like, really, how bad is it?
Yeah,
we have no idea.
For me, no matter how much I drink, I feel like I'll be good the day after.
Okay.
Like the day after, it'll be shit. Okay. It'll be shit, but I will be
okay.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And same with weed.
Yeah.
I'll smoke, I'll get really high,
Yeah.
but I know the day after I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I might sleep in, you know what I mean? But I'll be okay.
Uh-huh.
I feel like everything else
Oh God.
is just so bad. It's just like the come down is so much harder on you, and it's just like one thing that's hard is the mental come down.
Yeah.
Because the way you start treating yourself because of the things you've done is so much more harsh. Like you're so much more harsh on yourself. You know what I mean? You go out after work, you do some coke, and you're just like while you're going through it, you're just like, this is fucking shit. Why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel good at all. This isn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah, is it it's underhyped in a sense, or what? It's underwhelming. It's just not worth the consequences.
Yeah, it's just not worth the consequences. It's in the moment, in that
split seconds.
Not even half hour you're doing it. Depending on how much you're drinking, how much you're partying, you could be doing it for hours.
Yeah.
But depending on how long you're doing it and how you feel, it's just it's just not worth it. Because say for example, you're doing it for an hour, it's you're doing it for that hour and you're having your fun, but then you're gonna fucking be up for 7 more hours. 7, 8, 9, 10 hours.
Damn.
You're not gonna get any sleep, so when you have to wake up tomorrow to go to work, you're gonna be fucking exhausted. You're gonna hate everything. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. It's just and you tell yourself, you're like, you know what, this isn't for me, I'm gonna quit. You have that one-on-one moment with yourself, and you're like, yo, I'm not gonna do this anymore, this is bullshit. And then you wake up and then you go into work, and then work's done, and then you hear that one line cook's yo, what are we saying tonight? And you're just like, fuck, man. And it's a party wants to say no. A party wants to say no, but you won't. You'll go and you'll go chill. You guys will be up all night doing the bullshit, wasted.
Do you think coke was the hardest? Honestly, I think it's a really common one, right?
It's a very common one in kitchens. Yeah. It's very, very common in kitchens. Honestly, Because I feel like for the harder drugs, if they have a bigger impact on you, then it's easier for you to say no to them or to want to change your life if they have a bigger impact.
I get it.
The one I would say is the hardest that not many people admit to is alcohol.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it becomes an everyday thing, and it becomes
easy.
really heavy.
It's legalized.
And
you go get it wherever.
Yeah, and you know, and that opens it up for everything else, I feel.
Yeah, it's like a gateway.
Yeah. I would say people growing up, they would say marijuana is a gateway drug. Not at all. I know so many people that'll smoke and be good. Yeah. They'll be like, nah, I don't fuck with anything else. I'm a smoker. I like to smoke. That's it. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah. But when you're drinking and then after you're like, okay, I want to do coke now. And then you're drinking, you're like, in that party environment, you're like, okay, I want to do Molly now.
Yeah, can you explain that? Because like I remember you used to tell me something about how like drinking and coke really correlate with each other, how they bounce off each other.
Yeah, so like if you're drinking in a kitchen growing up, I experienced that if you're drinking, then you're going to do coke. Yeah. Most of the time the get together is based on having a drink. And then after, like I said,
like, can you explain like how they bounce off? You used to tell me how like one would like sober you down, I think, and the other one would like, it would keep going.
Yeah, like so alcohol, like I would just drink it and like I would get turned. Yeah. I would be wasted. Yeah. And then I would do some coke and it would sober me up. And I thought like
it's like so you want to do it because it's like getting you back, like, you know, it's like sobering you back up.
It's getting you to a point where you're able to do more.
Yeah, like keep partying, right?
Yeah, and like that's what I got from it, right? Yeah. I mean, that may not be everyone's experience, but that's what I definitely got from it. And it was just like,
it's really bad, right? It's really fucked.
It's such a fucking vicious circle.
Alcohol and then coke just together.
It's so fucking vicious, and I feel like it starts with the fucking alcohol, man. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it just leads with everything. Because you start drinking, and then after you get drunk every night, and you're like, fuck, I want to do something else. Mm-hmm. Or you see people partying, and you start, it's even a thought of just when you're doing it by yourself, you're like, can I do other things on this? Or you had an experience where like when you're drunk, you relate it to when you're partying. Mm-hmm. And when you're partying, you want to do a party drug. Mm. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's such a fucking vicious circle.
I remember you used to tell me like, the come down after coke is just like so fucked.
It's fucking trash. It's so depressing.
Tell us.
It's like, it's depressing because you're so harsh on yourself for doing something like that.
Oh yeah?
And it's just like, so along with not being able to sleep for however long you're up, and then getting up in the morning and then having to do your actual life and having to do your actual job or having to continue on with any personal goals you wanted to, it's hard because you just beat yourself up for doing that in the first place because of how people view it and how people view the type of drug it is, right? And I think it's...
Yeah, so you're like pushing yourself down for
doing it in the first place. You're putting yourself in a hole. Not even like, it's to a point where it's like, it's not even the drug. It's like you are now putting yourself in a hole because of how you feel of when you're on this drug. Yeah. It's just like, it's crazy.
How is it like physically? Like actually the effects? Like this, how bad is it? I used to tell me like it'd be like what, like you lose appetite or like...
Yeah, you don't eat. Yeah. You don't eat at all. You just want to keep doing drugs. You just want to keep partying, keep having fun.
Oh. Dehydrated as fuck.
Yeah. And it's like everybody's around you doing it. Yeah. So you know if you do it, like...
There's people that do it with you. Like,
yeah, you feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, you're like, still alive.
They're okay, I'm not. Yeah, like I'm not the only one that's doing it, and I feel like that's the worst thing when you find somebody else that does it. Yeah, and because then you now have someone to do it with, and you don't have to feel as bad as
maybe as you were alone.
Exactly. Yeah, nice. Right, and I feel like that's not necessarily the best thing, but it's like it comes with the industry. Yeah.
I haven't tried, so I'm really trying to learn. Yeah. Like, it's really fascinating, to be honest.
Don't get me wrong. There's certain things that can provide a lesson, and that I feel that you will benefit from by trying them.
Okay.
Coke just isn't one of them. Molly just isn't one of them. Okay. Perks, any of that shit. Yeah. Like I've learned a lot about myself on shrooms.
I've heard.
I've learned a lot about myself on acid. I've learned a lot about myself just smoking, drinking, normal shit. Yeah. And I think I don't need to go past that.
Okay.
Like even like right now, all I do is smoke weed.
Yeah.
And just get high, and that's my thing. Like I'll have a drink here and there.
Yeah.
Like
You really got yourself out of it.
yeah.
Fuck, bro. Good shit.
The goal should always be to make it out, whether it be mentally, physically, and by out I mean into a better position. The goal should always be to make it out, no matter what.
And I think for these, like, you know, these viewers, they're younger, you know, you are older than us and you have gone through a lot. I feel like it's important for them to realize, like, not only do you need to make it out if you're in it, but sometimes you can prevent it from getting into it, right? Like, take this, like, our experiences and
everything I've experienced, good and bad, has been because I put myself in that position.
Yeah.
And whether I had the right intentions at the time, I went through it, right? And I experienced it and I learned from it. And I feel like in everything you do, there's a lesson, no matter what. And every single thing you do, there's a lesson.
I was so silent. Q, you're such an interesting person.
I know, man.
Like hearing you talk about your experience, you're obviously older than us, and like it's fascinating to now that, you know, I know your experiences, and if I ever get myself in a position, I'm gonna look in my mind for Q and be like, you know, like I'm gonna try and either learn from your mistakes, you know, and you know, try like do the same thing you did, you know, like whether it was good or bad, you know, like you've taught me a lot here just sitting.
Yeah, in just an hour.
Yeah. Man, you should.
You're just very like down to earth. You're very like real with it, you know?
Yeah.
I try to be. I try to be.
I've never heard you lie to me. I've never heard you fake anything. You've always told me straight up, bro. Whether you did something that you weren't proud of, you always told me straight up, like, bro. And you realize it, which is good. And that's where you can change without.
Wanna know what it is? I fucking hate lies myself.
Yeah.
I hate being told lies.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't realize this until recently. Like I hate fucking lies, and a part of me used to lie a lot. And it was just like, when you start to lie to yourself, that becomes a vicious circle, because now you're doing the thing you hate the most to yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Nice.
Like, and yeah, you just learn to grow out of certain things.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You still have so much. We all have so much time ahead of us.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It's crazy. Like, and we both got ourselves out of these bad circles. Like when we were apart from each other, you know, we kind of had to like take some time off, and
Yo, bro, I'm telling
we came back stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like looking back at it in the moment, you're right. Like it's so easy. It's so like, it's just routinal. It's just a routine. And then when you get out of it, you're like, fuck, I was really in a really fucked up circle. And it took me so long to realize, bro. Drinking every day, like it's so easy.
The faster you realize it is, the faster you can make the right decisions for yourself in regards to what you actually want to do. And I think that's important too, because it's like you have to experience in order to learn, in order to know what is right for you and what's wrong for you.
Yeah.
And it's just sometimes those experiences are a lot fucking harder than you expect.
Yeah.
And you just need to just swallow it and just get through it, so you know how to react to it next time, or so you know how to move on.
Yeah. And I think it's like, it goes beyond the alcohol and the drugs. Like it kind of applies to a lot of things. It's just bad habits to me, right?
Yeah.
All these things are things you're letting yourself do. So it's like, it could be you being lazy. It could be you like always sleeping in, or like just not putting your 100%. These are all just bad habits that, you know, kind of root from the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you need to like open your eyes and really like look in the mirror and wake up. Like, what are you doing? Right. So,
man, life is a precious thing.
Yeah.
Life is definitely
I'm
a
sure
precious
like
thing.
you having a kid like really changes your perspective on that, for sure.
Yeah, like
every second must be so precious for you guys, right?
Yeah, and I just learned how to really cherish that.
Yeah.
Before I wasn't cherishing that as much as I necessarily should have. And I just learned how to cherish that as much as possible, because it's like,
that's dope.
Time doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And he and my son won't stop growing.
Yeah. So it's up to you to make the most of it.
Exactly.
That's
right.
dope.
And it's just like, I just want to do as much as I can for him while I'm still on this earth. And that's it.
It's dope. You're gonna do it. I believe in you.
I believe in myself.
Good shot. Fuck yeah. That was fun. That was really chill. That was really just facts.
Yeah.
Q, what would you say? Q woke up and chose to speak.
Q came on this podcast. He woke up this morning and chose to only speak facts. You know?
Man, fuck. I'm glad we got to have this like outlook from someone of a different perspective. You know, you're really one of our first real guests, and I think there was no one better than that, because you can open so many people's eyes to the truth, to the things that you have experienced, which is so dope.
I wish I had someone to tell me a lot of these things before when I was your age. You know what I mean? I feel that I would definitely have gone down a different path. But if I had the chance to go back to back in the day, in my past where I can make different decisions, I probably wouldn't.
You would have lived it again.
Yeah.
You're saying,
100%.
Because that's how you're here today.
Exactly. I've had my fun, and
you paid the price for it.
I've had my fun, and I've paid the price multiple times, no matter what it be.
Yeah.
And I'm at a place now where I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm set. I know what I want to do, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you never gave up, bro. All the times I knew you, like our time apart, you always kept going.
Yeah.
Fuck, you always pick yourself up 1,000,000 fucking times.
My son is definitely the main reason for that.
Yeah, that's good.
Main reason.
Yeah.
You can't.
If you're gonna give up on yourself, you can't give up on him.
You know what I mean?
And they'll stop you.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And there's been multiple situations where it's just like things have gotten hard, and I've wanted to stop or pivot or do something. And just remembers you're doing it for something more than you.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's the biggest thing.
That's dope. Man, if the viewers, really fuck with this kind of episode, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, I'd love to be back.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have you back. Maybe even a bonus episode. It's been a while. We can have a casual drink or two.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, but guys, smash that like and subscribe button, and I'm gonna miss you, bro.
I'm not going anywhere.
We got a long ride home. But yeah, it was fucking great seeing you again.
I appreciate it. Great seeing you too.
Yeah, man.
You too. I'm happy you're in the kitchen now.
Don't lose touch, guys. Stick with each other. It's hard to find real people.
That's it.
Yeah.
Check on me, I'll check on you.
100%, bro. Well, till next time, guys.
All right. We're out.
Peace.
Later.